no ko halo fa te ko malu ai wa i lo fua fa Yesu o ma tu wala o tu ai e fa na ta tātou tutulai, o tātou pese amata pale a ngāka whāluana. ma le whaaloalo se ia lala ma ilalo le malo le tātou ainga.
Ngā koe mō moanga o ka pui le kāpō kūpō le sawa, ma o kōle ngi o le kua oi, a wālo kākō ka paau le langi. E mō moanga o whākulo a wāle fio Yesu i ro ngā pio anga paia. Whākalau whakpoi lau fionga pākele Felice Lemi, o le kaikai o le kākō saunginga ngea piafi. Whākalau whakpoi lau sunga kaupau, o le sui kai pongo le kākō malai o lau au. Pakalo paku le paia ma le maulunga le malu linga yaso, le malu le kua. Paia i samo o poko poko. Paia wa kama mainga o inga poi malako kama. Le usonga ku mua mapule ku au malaka ua. A inga le kai ma le ba au fonki. Kangange sua ma le bai pangua o fo mai kulangi. Sa ole masala au bua ma le laungi ngosai lua. Paia poi o inga lua. A wale bala au paia le whikalainga ia Fanuaoamoa. Paia wale fio o le whonga le ala kaua. Ia fio e poilo i soli, ia manmakua ia akua ia. A fio e foile keia li, ia sua e foile alo le mali koa, e pola pui e la whikalainga mau le kaua. Ia whapeupu ia keo e kuisa mau. Ia kainganga foi paia wale ko ruo, ko whaoli ima ko ruo kula pale. E makua o bai sangoke, ia maupu ia ke oele whale mangongo. Ia paia la inga whalangilangi a sa kuala, e wale suo ai ongo, a fio foi lau pepe, e susua makole a foa ma le ka uso. E pola pui le whikalainga makua e kaua vea, ia wa pere malu whale fiku. Paia wha sau ko o ngā ka kawaso ringi wha moe moe. A vera o le whaimafonga kau moro le karesia i Mangere sai, ma kau ke whape le kwai le paia ma le maulunga. Ia mese o paia o ainga lua loko whangongoa, ia mese ringo whaalo loko whabobau. Ia ku mai o ko nganga ku mako loko, ia kako pakasi a wale kako saunginga pale ainga. O le kako po kalame mo lo kou sila pia ngau ku whako le kako po kalame. Whamile mole, ia usika ia mai le kako po kalame. Ia o ngā whaiule ia leo i le kako o le kako losalio, la ka penga e karesia, kako vaenga losalio. Inga sole ma kako morimau, kala salngako maleanganga paloalo, ma ka ngofia pia papapua kako morimau. Lapa sing kailua mingu ke morimau. Ia e babe fuere kako whamoe moe ringia fiafi. Ia wae leko e kau lau winga ia le kau kua. Poe wasila fia uma kakou, ia mese sa mo o poko le kau kua le kamai a Fanuaoamoa. Ia eisisi meo suia i kako po kalame, ia la kamo whai e pa leo aku se keme munimuri, a ngai kula ia waku lea bangoe la wawhionga pākele, ia wale kai inga o kako saunginga ma whalalo.
O tātou poto mai le leitu la le fiafi le suafa o le tamā, ma le alo, ma le anganga pa ia. Ia whaatasi le alii ma o tau. Au ngā male whamoe moe o le nea fiafi. I le awhiwhio ma tala mai a ao, o le mamalu o le nuu o le atua. Le mamalu a inga ngalua, wō mai masani, ia ai maise le nofo alo, loto wha vau. Le fiafi wha le a inga, pe lava na sao noa, ngā se ata le nea fiafi. E le koe tau whaailoina le tamā nei. Ua sila fia ni malu le kalesia, le mamalu a inga ngalua. Hana ngā nuenga whai i tutono le a inga, ia ai maise ai le mamalu le kalesia, sa vai mali mai i le tele o tausanga. Le nei aso, o le afiafi le whaafitai. Whaafitai i le atua le mea lofa le tamā nei, ia Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa. O le sa au auna i le atua, malona whaatuatua. Tātou mana tua fo le anganga le tina le ainga ia tai. Ia manisi fo ia le ainga ua fo ia tu lo tātou wali. Tātou talo la ili nea fiafi. Ina ia wha manuia le atua i le tātou mafutanga nei. Po le tātou wa fiafi i wha le ainga. Le atua e si na fia mea uma. Lo mātou pōtu putu mai i le nei aso. Ai me se fo le nei aso, le aso Samoa o le whanga fōnu. Mātou ti tō mana tuai i lo wanga le lei, ma lo wanga alofa i le tangata. Le tangata na e whaia i lo whātu sa pa ia. Le tamane, Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa sa e whaia i lo whātu sa pa ia. Foa ia te ia le ola, soifu ai o ia i le neila lolangi, ma tautu ai oe, a wasi o na ainga, a wale kalesia, ma nisi na o atu iai i lana fesoa soani. Ma tutu watu o ia te oe, ia maua sona no whanga ma oe i le ola e whaavavau. Whaamawhanawhana i ainga ngalua, wo mai masani, ua poto mai i le rea fiafi. I rau suafa Iesu ua mātou wala awa tuai, e whaavavau laba. Amen. Tātou whalangolongo nei, ia fionga pa ia ale atua.
O le uluwai fulafulaina o a fionga le atua mo i tātou. O le amaua mai lea i le tusi a iopu o rona mata upu sifulu ma le iwa, fuai upu mua, o na tua si lea il fai upu luas fulu ma tolu, whaangata mai le luas fulu ma fitu. O le matua o le fai taunga. Ua au i loa o lo soifua le na te tongi o la ina whaafona o le au whaitawina. O na tali atu ai lea o iopu ua whaapea atu, e fia tu sia lava o a upu, e fia tu sia ai i le tusi, ia tongi ina i le nei peni, ua mea, ma le pulu ua mea i le papa e whaavavau. Au wā, ua au i loa, o lo soifua le na te tongi o laina au. O aso a muli foi e tu lai mai ai o ia i lunga o le ele. E ui lava foi i na whao matia le nei tino, pe a ma vai atu lopa. E o te iloa atu i le tua i lo tino. O te iloa atu ia te ia moa ulava. E vaai atu foi i o mata ia te ia. Ai le o se tasi, pe a le toe i ai o manao i te todu ia te a. O le upu a le alii.
Le tuai haftai.
The second reading is from Romans chapter 14, verse 7 to 12. None of us lives for himself only. None of us dies for himself only. If we live, it is for the Lord that we live, and if we die, it is for the Lord that we die. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. For Christ died and rose to life in order to be the Lord of the living and of the dead. You then, who eat only vegetables, why do you pass judgment on your brother? And you who eat anything, why do you despise your brother? All of us will stand before God to be judged by him. For the scripture says, "As surely as I am the living God, says the Lord, everyone will kneel before me, and everyone will confess that I am God." Every one of us, then, will have to give an account of himself to God. This is the word of God.
Thanks be to God. tātou tutulai mo le whaitauina o le evangalia. Ia whaatasi le alii mo o tau. O le whaitaunga o whionga pa ia le tua e mau mai i le tala le leina tūsia sa ngato mātaio. O le matua o le whaitaunga. O mai aia o tau ua wha manuia ina e lo tama. O na whai atu lea o le tupu ie o ilona i tūtau matau. O mai o tau ua wha manuia ina e lo tama. Ia whai mo o tau le tofi le malo u saunia mo o tau a o le i whaawaina le lalulangi. Awana o fia ai, ona o tau abane ai lea ni mea o te ai ai. Na o fia inu, ona o tau abane ai lea ni vai o te inu ai. Sa whai ia tangata ese, ona o tau talia lea o au. Na o le lava lava, ona o tau wha o fuina lea o au. Na o mai, ona o tau wasi sia mai lea o au. Na o le fale pui pui, ona o tau o ane ai lea i a tia. Ona tali mai lea i a te ia o e ami o tonu. Ua wha apea mai. Lea li ie, o ana whea na mātou ilo ai oe ua fia ai. Ma mātou whangaina oe. Po o fia inu. Na mātou abane vai e te inu ai. O ana whea foi na mātou ilo ai oe o le tangata ese. Ma mātou talia oe. Po le lava lava. Ma mātou wha o fuina oe. O ana whea fōi na mātou ilo ai oe. Ua mai. Fōi le whale pui pui. Ma mātou o atu ai i a te oe. O na tali atu leo le tupu ua whape atu ia i la tau. E moni o whai atu ia te o tau. A wana whai e o tau le tasi oe au pipto i titi o o uso nei. O au lea na o tau whaia iai. O a whionga soifua nei ale e. Good evening to those who are here with us. Those who can't speak the Samoan language, welcome. Special occasion for us to come together at this time of the day as a family to remember in a special way Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa. A time where we have to look back and reflect about his service for God. Welcome, everyone. E rei sa ulaung malingi aso. Leo ke vai aku pol kalame. E whaisi umi o kako mōli mau. Ma ua ufefe fo ile saunganga ngā seaka lea ngā saungom whikalai akuai. Whaapupu o le alea isa ulaunga. Whakwa ulaunga i le asolua. Ma ngai ngā kom. O ia whapikai. O la ulaunga i le asolua. Ale akua ngia whiawhila whiawhi whaale a inga. A whiawhi whaale a inga. O ke mga kua le aso o le maliu o taimi Isionga Falikbua. I was sitting from there. He looked at me, and you know the Molimau goes on and on and on and on. And all of a sudden I heard a voice, "Wa labalaka! Wa umikele! O mai lalo!" Ole mea ngo akai lo ke whaapea mai po ele wala au. Ala foi whaaloa whaapea ia ke au. O whaapea mai au e aka akula ia ke au whaapea kule lima. Au whaapea mai e. Ia ngā koksira pia pola ngā whio a. Whangua a moa i kua. Ele uma mori mau o lea lau ke karusaka kohe. O ke karusaka aku o le maa ngai a whai maile si koi inga sa foto. Short and sweet, not sweet and sour. O le makango whia nga, well, I know you know him very well, the whole of the family. So as this side, they know him. I think, manguia mo le maa. Te mātou mea sunei a mātou mea ai I tamareas. Ie whamangala mai ia te mātou ia mātou msai. E pēia I mātou fōi ana mātou whamangalu nā. Ie wāngaleanga mai ia te mātou. Aua fōi e taitaina I mātou whāsosonga. Ai la bea I mātou mai ni leanga. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Maria Paya Tina le tua ye ta se mato tangata sala. Yona pone mare tua solomato voti. Amen. Mahavia pa ia e tina vea tua e ta se mato ta sala. Iona pone mare tua so mato o ti ame. E pei olondi inga sainam tanga. Whapea fo iona pone. Wha amene. Ananga mai a te no sala e la vea i mato mare a fefe. Tai ina nangala e mai sena. Oil mato gola, lo mato fia, mato fabo mo le sirolo. Lo alanga fia se oil mato fabo fase. O mato tani si maho vele nei mo fada. O le nei lo mato fautua e fasa mai a te mato kona. Am vai foi le vita se mai e fai mai e tu kom diolo wa. O e mani a ta ko la le mala o fa bala.
Ta tonu leo a kako e kai meo kako mori mau. E kasi e si suinga la kiki leo iai. A pape mai uma mori mau le ainga ma le whangau. Ia kua kule lang mangoa le kako pesere le kako ainga le kalusanga mai ima le pamuni mole. Ia o ngā pai ule le mori mau le kako malaiola le sunga kau pau. Ia e kau lunga le mori mau le ka le sia la ka penganga le sunga e kau le papa ma le whaalo lava. Mo kako mori mau pamuni mole.
au te mua na o whaatulou. Pa i o le malu le tua, le fio whaalilo, o Jesu Keriso lona i kapena tulo. Ia, rapi foi no whaatulou lo fionga, patele, le au whaalupenga, ia mo au whaapoi whalau le tumanu le pa ia, le ka le sia malosia Mangere East. Ia whape foi pa ia maulungo le wa mwhai ana afio mai le nei pō tātou te mori mau whatasi tātou. Ile lotu ale ainga ina ia maua se losa e whaapopo i langana teufunga la au ia vea mauna osu i lo tātou wari. O le ni yaso, ia ua whaapopo ni aso ua a o asu lau e le tuhua. Ia whapena tilo ma le wawa ai i tātou mo lo tātou wola. O a lawa ni mea tātou te manatu i whai. Tu isa ia mamulu le tau. Ia a o le atua, lana wala au, ia ele alofia, le alfawa. Mai o le tātou wola, whapea foi, ona ia toi abe e seinatu. Ia ala amatatu ma muli mau i lo uso matua. Langa e de mawhaina ua loa ia aloa ia lo usu mutua ia o ia sili atu longa i loa ia tea lo wha matune ale stai
Yuka ke whiwhi se kui ia kongo e makua mo ia o me ia na ripeo o ia ngā sankausia mai mako koen pā. Sa whanga ruenga re kāle se sosoangi ne ngā kai kukuila o whale aliri me whapenga stai en mako kua mako koen pā. Nā ri fwoi sanga kausia mai mako. Ia wa ura kofi. Ia dia kau fa mai le dia la fa no kako ai ngalo ia pe ko fi kako iska ko ro ko fi kako e fu le no mio le o mal malama le ko se fu ia e ko se fu ia ko se fu ma ko lua ko ka seng ia o sa le New Zealand ni pa 1963 ia o sa wa New Zealand 63 o sa New Zealand. O sa ro ka alo. Ka. O ko so ko sa mo le si kai. O fain mo manga wa mo ma kai mi lunga sam lunga vai. E fi ai uma e kanga ka ya mo. Asi ko foi alo ka le lam kanga menga langa le vai o amo. Sama ko ka eli. Ya punga lunga le mo le loko foi le vai samo. Alua tunga la lo amo. Ma ko ka fe la ko au ka fo le vai. Ma ka ki ya e fa pe foi au fo se ko fikir kam. Ma ka la fa ka fa ko le o la ko fa me ko. Wo le fa sa le vai. E fa ele fa pe la le vai o amo. Sa la kapi me fa pe nga. Ya, pakang faya lang malisis. Kami kikir mako fa wo ai ave ngal fan. E ba ko ngali ko sa o vai o amo. Wa uma fo fa sa mo me ka wa iku me va penga. Ala ko mo vai o amo. A ma fa wa mo. Makala. Loko lofa. O mai lo fam kalanga lo ko foi akusamo o fi ai uma e ko mai skanga fa ko anga mo ala le anga le bai makai lunga le bai ala vai ya e o pano mai ula pe a uma ne velenga ko ya fa ile la fale ngana fa la ko me la falma la o nga umo fa la ko umo a ko foi akusamo vai singa leva. Eu penga amaka longo ka pi ya kulai. O ve ko lo uso. Ele anga vai au tena nga ro nga fai. Ia ngā koe fo ia koe mane o kamalelenge. Ako wā, o kamalele. Ia, nā ko fo nema sau abak le le. Nā nema sau ba abako e ka oi. Ole country from la kausa. Nenga pawai ye. Ia wangalo. O sa mai yo sa walu pika por mala vale ni ma o lo. Rongo. Le la leongo. Yo ngongo ma o sa wema. Ma ko men le ma ko ma ngo fo ngai. Yo. Ta ngo fo nga nu ya o ka ngai hawer. Yo nga amako de le ma ngo fo ki ke ko sa welo. Suela nga yelu manga. Ya ngapa nga me ke mang ko kele mea au te rifia pa makalanga ngo. O me le kau ka ko pa ngo e na ka. Ya fa mungia le ko le ka le sia ko ma tu fanga. Ma le manga. Ya it's rough for you. Amen.
Oh sia moli mau ya le wo pe wa avatu le usumu tua ni kele o me ana sa pe o yai ho ya la ua ma tua kongo ainga ya la moli mau o ke moli mau a maka mai kai minga maka nga onga ai mama waila nga pe o le ring e kele nga pe nga alu le onga le St Joseph ai ke wo sa ko ka sanga sa le sia so wo sui mai la wo sa ma lava le o kolisia pesenga o fe kula mo wa ya ru pesenga ke lo kolisia ko mai ale mo lo pe ale lo ya o che sia fu ka senga slu tu nge ka sa fe wa mo le di ai fa pe ngo ai ku o mai lo mo ku o sa la fa ma lo nga mai la fo mai kwa sa lo so la mo le di le yu ko nga wa ngo ba ku ma ngo fo ya e o mai ya mi avión ala le sa vai os kanga ka ese loco arofa loco kele kingar de nga lu no ma ko ngu ai mau ngai fo mangu ya lua kai mu le nga nga vai a mo mal pu safa mai kalo ya ora ma ko ngu ya e wa samo singe ka ma le nga vai ai mai sio ya sko ngai ho ka penga ia me fa pusa ainga ia ke isko inga ko wala ku le lenga ala wa samu mai me ya singe ka male nga le vai ya ai ngon nga luer ka ya ese le ro ko alof ya kau aki nga mai sio nga ainga msianga fa nga lang manga se yo nga mai ngi sila ya mai ya wele ri le ya o sa ngi yo o fa yak si uso a wari o mo sanga duenga ya nga la ku lo ni ma bak sio fa nga ia pe kon ka sanga fa ngalu nge mo wa nga fo isi ulang nga wenga ia o fa ngoi ku lele ma ko pos pe ma fa mai se pe fa ngalu nga si uso nga sa wa nge ai le lo posi la ke nga ia ma fa ngalu nga ia sa o mai lo nge ma siang fa la ku le ma fa ngalu nga ia ai sa lo pe ngal kasi lu ka sanga o ki lo aku ese le alu nga fa ngalu nga ma los kelo nga ka mai fainga o le nga luanga fainga masingi a wale fainga meu o meu o le nga luanga le fainga susu mo meu paka o fa pelo o ka kaunga me ese o ke le manga o ke fa ko ngua ia o ia makua o ia le sa fai mo ka mama ki nga ia nga wa usi mo ka mai senga ya o me isla a lo lo ia ka fa mango ia nga mai nga ia nga luanga ile nga ka fu ka ko e ka le sia sa ma wa nga luanga nga ka ya ra ma ko ai sa ke nga fa nga luanga ia nga luanga o fa ia nga luanga ya ma ave fo yo ska ka milo la langi ya awale ka wa o ingo ise ku mo le faingo o masingi fa ele susu ma trid ma paka ma me uma longa ko mai lang sa felu inga uma South Africa alu o Israel ya aku kekele ya sa fa ya ngira ko New Zealand ya masingi fa ya la ko paka fa ku ila ko finga renga ya o fa ka ko sa mo sa fa ko fa le paka susu sa mo o ia le ngar fa ku ya peka yang ya ngor ka ko ngu ele fa maong ia nga ua maro o ai nga luenga le lei sa pai singe yuso ia ngai mele o le o ke manga kua ia ka kong le kalesia ia ai ko ke silafia ni ko inga paula wal me manga ko inga langa apoludi ia ale langa ko ua fia nge fu ka sanga ku le apoludi dia le o melo so fa kai fa nga kai lo ko singa lofa isko kama wa ngale ai lo ko pulpulu lima fakas nga lago mai ia ele umil so for ko sio ko kama ia leo pe ko sislang ia varsu walong ko sangale ko kikia varsu riba on kau sanga ia ai fa umolanga ruenga le ia sekala le ko si so nge ia mengui ari lau malanga mo pe anga ukan ngal kami mua o elava exilafia lo fe ngai mole ku a mako kalo o ngis wala au fa popo aku lau ke fio lang fe lo ai makaku ku si skala le ya menguiar ka ku ikalesia menguiar me u ia lo fio ko pakele war fa
ia fa fika kele lava mole ava noa o le mako pese a moa ole pa au mai sia mafa ngau mako fa ngau o la angile de fai o Brisbane alo momoli mai alo faanga ia te oi malanga ai mai se foi le no faalo to mato pulo ia te o to ai langa le fai mai pa ke le awa anga iko inga wole fai mai wala vanga mo mau ala usul mato pese e kasi al fai upu kasi kali umal mato fai upu fa mo mole kapi yango se kama la lupe wolele ole mako lupele ole tato lupele o sola fa mole a pese mama yale pa ia mole mamalu tupu matamari o to si fofonga la le male mata ngofie la ulupe walele ia so mai so la ulupe wale wale anga kale o kanu uma le kawanga pese o Amerika a fai pese ya kasi al fai upu kasi kali
Leile atua. Taimi uma. Maror soifua. Fatalo fatui. Lau sunga taitai, lau afionga patele lau auwa. Fatalo fafoi le paia le kalesia yona nofo ato. Mai se foi a inga na lua paia o Samoa poto. O titula yatu e faia o masui o le ainga o le tina le sunga yato a taimi Amoa. O lo wingoa, o asi tau malosi, sa malaulu, tau fua sa o le tefule, le ala i te whea. O sia mātou mōni maupopo, ila mātou mawhitanga maltamalea ia Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa. O au sa o nofo e toi ina lea, malolo matua. Sa o le mōni maule na umatu nei. e le anga le vai o Amoa. Ai o le fai whatoanga. E tasi lava e le mwhai e tau lea o mon matou nu fai whatoanga lea. Te lei o tā leni al tamalea. Lei sian tā leni. O le tufunga fai me tau lima, craftsman. O te lei lopo a whatangata ia sa tae Amoa o le alumia i e pālanga. O le sian tā leni. O le whaila fumanu. O inai lo ai al matou aingal tai misa latu ai il tinai atai. O Amoa le walu atu, on momo atu an tai whau. Ia, o nei lo ai le al matou toina. O Amoa le walu atu. Wafo ilanga e whaila fumanu toina. O le si whai anta aleni. Ia o le poto e whai valvai. O le poula. Ia, mal matau tuna. O le si ta aleni mawa e Amoa. E tele i o tāleni, au le siam tāleni mawa e lau, whai puru. E le aise se e kawanga Amoa ni mea tau whai puru. E tumu tali latou whale i le whatoanga. I tupulanga Amoa e sosola iei e o mapopo e whatawa ia whangpuru ia Amoa. O le matuale le ia le whai puru al toi, ta ilo whai vai lima pe tusa ma le lima o Amoa le whai ngal puru. O te moli maumala o lato whaftai le tua. O le tele ia o ngā sa maua le neta maa. Pui ngā holo na ainga, a wae le angal vai, ai le ai am sesie, na te whapaloa le anga vale o Amoa. Le tele ia, le au sol tapo leni al matou nu. Ai palo o mai i le ia Amoa ai le angal vai. O le senta leni o le lei o lana voli. Ai talie o te mai taua pia. Talia e el tupulanga Amoa whapea, ai ele mwhaina o so runga Amoa tu il polo. Al matua lea tu il polo al tamalo. Whaftai fo ile atua. Na maua se awa noa mātou te mafuta i nei New Zealand. O se tangata e whauwhautua. O se tangata fo i whatuatoa. Mele sa toa ai le loto al mātou tina. Wa mea umai whai le mātou ainga whasto. Mātou te whalongo lava i le leo Amoa on sai. Se o vave tau te atu foi po uma. Yo e famalo si au. Ele lei foi o ia o alava me fai. E na te le ie ina me fai. Ai so ani malo si o matou tina. E una ia matou te o tau fai me asi o matou bainga. E ui lava ina sa mawalo na tino ima. Ia sa o vai alo to tele ne te ma. E alofa fa palpale e on sa fo al me sile on mali a o inaita o ina file mu e sel file mu a o inaita fiu va va ole to ina foi ya e matua le ya le special masani ya le tu foi pa o inaita ya aton wala va ya sia mol maulanga le fa muta time fa mena luetu la a wala va le e so sonia twai il mol mau a wa le fa flua le maosfia tele au ngā fo e o le whitalenga ia Amoa isi o mātou ainga o Amoa fo e o la ua ma le whitalenga ia le atu ia sa tu malo si fo e tau singa si o mātou ainga moni ai o ia o se tama o si ainga sa wha moe fo ia isi o mātou ainga ona o lona 5 malo si mea tau whatoanga ia manuia tele alpa ia le kalesia sa tau tua to ina le malom tua manuia fo ile tatou sauninga nei fiafi soifua
ya momona fatalo fatu fio patele ya fa kalo fa fo i pa ia male malole a fio pok o sa fia finga mole finga malanga kama ya Fanuaoamoa o karikong la vol fiso la vol kolo kasiali mo yo o fa pelea ya la o le kaem gisiole va engol mo mau ko finga ma ko ma vayak a o yelo ai se kamal le ole va engol mo mau ai nga sasanga ai muli ya pole ai ngol kinga ya kaim ere ko e fasiri fo ismisio le wa ka wa mo mau mo ai o ke amaka ku pele me sa o le la fa ko winga I mo mau le ai ka o pa ia ia o Amoa skaka ngalue ere is fa ko anga maua a kalangoa fa ko anga fa peka ko la kamai wa mo sa fa fa ko anga ile ole kongo e kele vaenga o la ko fangua ngalue sa fa mak fa ko anga ile esen me ka ole kula esen kalaloa ale vaenga piko mau ai o fangua ngalue le kongo lo sila fia e la la fanga ka ole va ka ya fa makala mai ai le va ka lo winga ole kala loa le piko mau ai nga kai fangua ka le kongo yu ka le va o isa ngalue ai ka mai ya mo mori mawinga fa ko anga le ko ngi si e wa ku e so so ngi la mai nga mori makeki ya fa pe fo ka usinga o ainga ole fa kai ar mako ainga ile fa mangui ainga nga ole kongo po le ainga wa mo sa fa mangui ainga fo i ma so so ngi ile ka usinga o mako nga kai mi o soifua wa fa ilangi fo longa ole longa lua fa ka kele ya moa ngore fa mau popo ingo ire ama ia kele le kere o karaka kama ya mo ai fa mau popo ya mo pulanga ko mo pulanga le la ko ainga kulo fa pe ku pulanga la ingo kai ire fa ilonga karaka pole ala val so ma ko kala vo we o ma ko mai New Zealand si dia ku fia kala ngoa o mo ya ma ko ku pulanga ilo langa ku pulanga ia e fai mai o ko ka fawa o ko fenga o piriaki inguingu singaipu ia fai ma ko po ai ma lo silanga pelo ia a o lo ngale fia mo ku li lo ma ko ia ngo mai le ai ko fia foi pa vai me ko o ku le si weekend fa kai le ku ai ia mo kasi ni ka ma pe o va ngol mori maua ala asionga uso ke mori mawinga le alofa wa mo e kupulanga fo ia sa mo le kongo ma ainga lua abango ai falfainga luen fa manguinga ai ngisio longa ainga ma le ainga ngai ainga o kaimi sa ma wainga luenga le mai kausu enga luenga ngiusila sa fa faingo fi ainga ngor kamalia ye ka kalmako ainga sa ave a mo fa fainga luenga li kaya mai ainga luenga ia sa ave ia mo ongol fa maong yo amo wa vele am ka ia la fo ia ila ko muri kulanga au ko inga ia o ke fa kai de kama ia mo i me uma ma ko mafkanga ai mai se mafkanga ma a inga kai ile se ka kai e fa alia mai songa ke lumo kanga ai misala u makai mi pe ale fia se kongu pos fala vela ver mako ainga e ka pure aku au kere le fia e ya mo fa pe kere ni sao o nga winga ia le fa dia mai lu ai ka kalango ala u pe ainga fa ku le si des ya fa ka kele amo o ka kongo la ko ku ai mako ai mai se mako sa e lo fa mai o mako foi kai mi o ka mai ngai ya sila le aku ai ila malanga ia fa peonga manguia mauale te ngofoanga mau mo la fe kalenga mo a o mali dier ngei ai ngai nga luenga sa e nga lue ai ma so soangi kausinga o mako se o mai kupulanga ia so ngei ma wa e fa ka koria nga se o kingo fa pe lava fa a waulo walo fa ngei ai ia manguia kele fionga pa kele fa per pa ia male malu nge ya fia so i fua mai manguia
manatu le o uma na pai u fanua ma teu matatu anga le malai le maota silio na vi ai le tua e ala ile afia mai patele ai mai se foile tulanga pai o le kalestia o faltangwai lupe matasila le mamea tangtangi apua ia maisi mau ingoa hai o le nei aso se aso fia o le tatou ainga wa paule toa sa fa malu le ainga sa fesili ai le tofa
sa sili ai whautanga. O aso whapene e tautala i ngā luenga tangata. Ina ua wala aule tua i tama. Ar sila mai. O le longo ua wala au tangata uma sa au ngā i ai. O mai. O le mol maune le ainga tama. O mea ia na tala noa i ai. E uso ma. Mai tu o tātou ainga tele. Le to i e samatu tala. O wae lasi. Mano noa i o na au ngā. Au ngā tama lea. Ma tā leni. A le wha tā leni uma i ale ainga nei. Wasati tilo mata ma vaai ma wha longo. Wana ngā luenga le tautala i asu wha penei. Wana tā leni sa tufa. Ona manuia sa tufa. O lo na alofa sa whasoa. E ale o manuia isi o mato ai. Paftai a moa i au ngā luenga le lei. Le aia seise le i au ngā i tama lea. Le ua wala awa le atua. La o ngā lue puno wa i ai le ainga. E ngase a mata oto. Fai ala na montanga i le ainga. Tautala ana ngā luenga le lei. Paftai fwoi whanau. O le ainga nei. E ono whalitama. O le whalitama maoa e ala lea le ola malito tele. O a moa. E le whaitawina a lea. Ai o naua pe o fitao. O ngā luenga le li e ale i matangi leo wale mwhaena a wai mai nisi. A o lato loto uma le i. Whanau mua le to tele. Whanau mui sama le e tupunga ai. Li tambai a moa. Talo whai. A le ai laula. Alo mwhanau a moa. Talo i le atua i e pa se toa e toi tupu se toa. Iai se isi e sui tulanga i tātou tamā lea. Whasoa le alofa. Whasoa tā leni. Whasoa me uma. Au ni tātou manatu tā fiofi. Tā fi mau. Ia, o le wharitama foi le to te le lava le au mātutua le iei o le mātua ainga. Te le o wharitama uo le tupulanga le iei a moa. Ale. Wharitama le iei a moa. O le a le ai. A fio mai, le a fio mai whatangai, whawaonga, tangtangi a pua, malis tangtangi a pua. Ia, e tō tele rawa la tōu iei, a mātou whalitama, o toi, o isi o mātou wale ai, a mu ia whalitama, uso ia o, a mua, a le ai, mautu a le ainga, e whisili ai le ainga a toa lava, tātou ainga, ia, ngā lue whatasi e mau ai le mautu o se ngā luenga, mautu ai fo se ainga sili o le mautu, le ainga sa whatangai, mau popo uma mea uma lava. Eo a leo wala au le tua, ia ea leo a malanga mai e mai o mai manu mau, na tu tau whaitangi mai ala, ai se a tau tala o ngā luenga. Ia pa se popo uri toi tupu. Eo e, o le anganga na mōni mau. Ia, familia le tua le e kalesia familia le tua la fianga patele male na itu ia nga le tua sauninga le fiafi ia fo se vinga le tua ma tu te le tua le swafo is amen.
Talofa everybody. My name is Faustina Etewati. My mom is Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa Etewati, and my dad is Sale Etewati. It's my older brother Sonny, who's the oldest grandchild, and his 4 children. Just a little something about my papa. His love language was acts of service. And although he may not have said that he loved us when we were growing up as much when we were younger, he always showed that in his actions. So summer days, Papa would, he made like a homemade slide for us using our Nana's, what do you call it, like her roller mat that she would put in the hallway. He would tie his hose onto his washing line, and he would bring all the soaps out and chuck them on the mat so we could slip and slide, and he would also join in with us too. He also would make tire swings for us inside the garage just so we could be with him inside the garage. And he would spend hours and hours watching Disney with us and Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and all the boring stuff. And he even let us watch WWF. Yeah, that's how I like to remember my papa. So thank you, Papa, for being the best grandpa a grandchild could have. And for always saying yes when our parents said no. And I hope you're sleeping well with Jesus. Love you, my darling.
Hi, my name is Chantal, and I'm the first great-grandchild of Tamar.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I'm the fourth great-grandchild of Tamar.
Hi, my name is Carson, and I'm the fifth great-grandchild of Tamar.
Talofa, my name is Carlos. I'm the second great-grandchild of Tamar. I just want to say our time with Tamar on this earth was short. We're forever grateful for the years that we were able to spend. And we love you, Tamar. Manuelo Malanga.
Yeah, Talofa lava. My name is Audrey, but it is Andrea Lewis Falifaya Tasisio. My mom's is Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa. My mom is our papa's second eldest. Can you bear with me? I just flew in this afternoon. Just some memories with my papa. One that sticks with me is, Papa always made time coming to Australia, visiting us. There were times there, few is KFC. My mom was looking for us as well. But one memory that I love about Papa was, I remember when I was just little, I came over to New Zealand. Papa took me to Mangere pools. I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have a solo or anything like that. Papa grabbed newspaper. He folded it inside the car, and that's how we went home. I was still wet in my clothes, but I enjoyed it because it's one of the best memories with my papa. Papa, Manuelo Malanga, the memories that we cherished with you, I will cherish those memories with me. Please send my love to my parents and Anna. But yeah, thank you.
Fanuaoamoa Meali'i Ah-Voa. I'm Papa's youngest grandchild from Australia, the only Aussie born. One thing about Papa is when we were growing up in Sydney, Papa used to surprise us a lot. I remember one time he was drinking my old man and uncle over there. And then the next morning, Papa came and tickled my feet. And he goes, "Oh, where's the KFC?" "Oh, it's just up the road, Papa." And he goes, "Let's go have breakfast." But this is 8 o'clock in the morning. KFC don't open till 9. But, you know, it was good because, as you can see, I'm well fed. It's the reason why I like KFC. And then the next morning, he woke me up the same way, and then he told me to get Audrey. I got a bit loko-leanga because I just wanted to have a feed with Papa by myself. But, Papa was a saving grace for me from my mother. If you knew my mum, she was vicious. Just one time we went back home for Christmas. Mum was beating me up and saving grace over there came and saved me. Papa, I thank you for everything. Thank you for your love towards us grandkids. Say hello to me parents for me and Nana. Manuel Malang, Papa. Love you. That's it.
This way, go ahead. This way.
O te whātālofa atu i swafa manumalo i Iesu Kirisu. Whātālofa atu pātele, manumalu pa i o awhia. Tulou i o tō pa ia manumalu i leo iaisa komatalanga. Samoa, ana e loto tai ai loe ia le ala. Samoa un tō whia. Talofa. Greetings. How can one, in 2 minutes, sum up such a wonderful life? Nearly 90, legal birthday, 3rd of June, 1938. I ask him all the time, "Olaluas whangaut, Papa?" And he would try and say it back to me. We don't know if he's actually that age because, as uncles would tell us, when he was younger and had to go to school, in Samoa they do it like this. If you're old, you put your age down. if you want to come to New Zealand, you put your age up. But Dad, because he needed to go to school, they put his age down. So it's not possible for his younger brother, Joe, to be older than my dad. Okay, and we have his passport. So my dad, I think, is about 89. I think. Or 88. 89 this year. 2 stories, 2 summaries of his strength when he was young and vibrant. I can't believe how handsome my dad is. It looks like he's wearing makeup. Honestly, he's scuts, or as they say, he's such a handsome guy. I just can't believe he probably got his looks from me, or the other way around. Nah, I'm just being silly. He's a handsome, you should see him when he was younger. He's real Chingy. Looks like a real Chinese, because his dad is real Chinese. Anyway, many have moni maut before me about Dad's strengths. Yes, I believe that. A man that was a little bit hindered because he couldn't walk properly, and in the end they fused his hip. And so he couldn't do it, and he didn't want to go to so many formals and stuff. He just anti-formals because his hip was fused. He couldn't sit down properly, refused to be the makai or the head makai because of things like that. Because there's so much formals and he had to sit down. That's his excuse. Anyway, my dad wasn't just, they told you about some of his strengths, about his fishing, about his whaimaumanga, about his whaibrew, about his whaikangaka, doing all these carvings. But when he came to New Zealand, it was one of his major strengths, where he put his hands to welding things. And like my uncle said, yeah, he's skilled. They took him everywhere around the world, places like Tanzania, United Arab Emirates. He would travel to places like London, England, United States, and all over because of this. And just shortly from that, and we loved it when he comes back because he's such a generous man. He would buy us gifts, give us money, especially at Christmas. And I'm wondering if that's still going on a little bit because of his such a generous heart. Didn't just bless himself, didn't just bless his family, but he's a man that he was working at a job where his brothers came there, his cousins came there, people from this church went there. And even one of my best friends from school couldn't come, and he's like a brother to me. His name's Steve. He went there. So he's such a blessing. And like my uncle said, it was a blessing to the whole mu'u, lekong, because of his goodness. So what? He had a kind of disability in his leg, but his hands were awesome. I didn't even know he could play volleyball. Thank you, cousin, for sharing that with me. Thank you, sister. That was amazing. And then want to touch shortly. I think I can just take a little bit longer because my children aren't going to speak. But my dad, such a challenged man. When he died, he had more than 8 things wrong with him. More than 8. I won't tell you everything that's wrong with him because it's probably not appropriate to tell you everything that's wrong with him. He died having things like gout. He died having things like asthmatic, and his breathing was bad. He died. He had a catheter. Medical terms, something that you get because he had problems trying to do number ones. I could go on, but these things didn't hold him back. He was constantly at the Middlemore, and we would always say to the doctors, we're staying. If he's coming, we're staying here too. They wouldn't tell. They would try to tell us, no, whatever. But we say, we have a 24/7 roster on our dad. We would look after him all the time. And in the last many years, we had this roster, 24/7 roster, with myself and my siblings and others and their children, that we would look after Dad. It didn't stop him from fighting. He would go almost every year to the hospital, come out with something new, some new drug. You know, when he passed, he was taking five pills. He was taking 5 liquid pills, or liquid medicines on a daily basis and 3 at night. So, but it didn't stop him. He was such a fighter. And that's the last thing I'll share about my dad. In his old, he was a fighter. He fought for life. He enjoyed life. And he was the life of a place whenever he turned up. You know, I wish I could do justice to this man. I wasn't really that close to my dad in the beginning. I'm more a mummy's boy. My mum would, I would say I was one of my mum's favorites. And my dad, he was just there all the time. Gave me money to do lunches at De La Salle. Loved it. Because he would always give me money, and I would always catch the car with him so I could get my lunches in the morning. But such a beautiful man. I just came to love him so much more. And I would give anything to have much more time with my dad. So my challenge is this: love your parents, love those who are in your life, be patient. Something that my dad taught me so much. Ono such a hard thing. I am, sis, don't worry. Patience is one of the greatest lessons that my dad has taught me, and love with patience. I grew to love my dad so much more. Wish he was here. And we're malanga dad. And I won't say what we always say, you know, hope you get a place in heaven. Because my dad has got a place in heaven. Why? Because he, whamelikala kutspa ia, a e tali tonu, e au mai le tua le avanomo oe, and whaena avea oe, me whanau o le tua. If you believe as he believed, you are his child. As you confess with your mouth, he received Jesus at the hospital last year. He confessed Jesus is Lord. And he says, that is what I wanted. I wanted to be healed. So I introduced him to the healer, Jesus Christ. And he says, that's my Lord and my Savior. And that's why I won't say, because he's in heaven. He's with our Father in heaven. So thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for making way for my Father, because he believed in you. Thank you, Lord. Sorry, but that's how I am. Thank you. And by now he would have said, "Ya lava ngā." So, "Ya lava ngā." Thank you. Thank you, God.
Okay. Ia vai atu le fio le eukalisia na tapena tulu. Whaatalo whatlo a fionga pātele. Sunga e li tali misa. Whaatalo whatfo i le tatu eukalisia Mangere East. O fionga presteni lau a fono. Vaenga ese le tatu eukalisia. Talofa, talofa lava. Sa mo pot, whaatalo whatu le nganga vai. Whaftaile a fia mai. Whaatalo wha. Taupa iam tau sa, ia lanu nuatu whatini o tau sala. Le ngā whatau nen maina sa whaamtalanga o tau sa whainga. Au lea so. Ia na o sian tala pupu a wala, le tamā lea ua whaamalo mai ei o tō sā whai ngā tau te mauina la mātou aso mo se pōwhia mo lo mātou te mā o lo ingoa o tua ele vao whātau velo ropat lui vitale o a ole atali i o lona whao o alo o Fanuaoamoa au foi o ia lona lima sorry au foi o le usora i tiki lava le toina le lana na vai tama o e mātua o le toina nei o le mea foi nā le alainga ese o whai mai whai o uso mo tō whawhine ai ngā o sintala fia i le tamane o uman silfia le kalesia ngata ngalui ai Paulo au tutupua i Samoa o le toina nei palanga ngalui o le toina le na mafuena tu fatu le faula le pese foi le tu lo le poi le uso le ngoi o na wall toina e o mal toina e fai me fatasi mal toina ai so e fala ngata na o ia manga toina o an kapelo keu le fau e lo le pese na tu lo le poi e wala walide e aku nga o ile aku fai scoring me fia ai ma mai me ai e asu e aku era ku scoring ala valu mai kalva scoring io langa bakala ku le muli kalo le kalo la valu mai le ya o ko inga ele ole me pito sin mali au tala volto ina fia te fangal nei me ol pe ia fiafi a tono me fona sa to te ta to so foi samo e fiafi lo tai me fuata vai o lo malfanga me i vole le fangal pe o nga utala al mato nu ele no foi ia ele la o fai nei ia fale le o so mai le la utal me ta la utal le vale o le tongo nga utra i fo vai lele sa le maulu la le fangali e lunga al mala vale o nga sa ia to a new o mo mio kamalingi o vai i makonga ki polo la o le weskeke sa nga o lo le wali ile fanga pe wa kwa la nga ile il kulimau fanga lo e sigang kamale o pesale no le o stu a fanga misi de pe a kaulo nga va fiki mal ba pa le va ko kolunge o solo ga kaleng fanga nga le fa pe o yo le muli ko ai ko Malaysia ni ala wali la le leila a ai lima solo mi ka va ko lo wali o mo ko mo mai pi o lo vai pi o ku mo ai muli ku la o mo so le ke ofo ele anga ro a wa lo i ala ya ngas tama manuia la malanga fo laulangi ma faftai mo me uma faftai da uso singa so i fo mai manuia le fiaf
Li hau ma Chu Niman ping on malo le lei talofa lava tupa ima tau malu. Those are the three languages of my father's DNA. He's both Samoan and Chinese mostly, and we have a smidgen of Tongan, as many of us Samoans will. O wa'u o Queen Reti Ah-Voa, o le lona ono, o le whānau o le tuaina. I'm the sixth of my father's children. Before I talk about me and Dad, I just want to acknowledge my late sister Lucia Ipufa Fatima. She was number 3, who passed away in October of 1996. And my brother James, who was stillborn in 1974. He would have been number 8. They complete my parents' 10 children. In so many ways, Lucia was the apple of my dad's eye. And after she moved to Sydney, Australia in the late 80s, Dad visited her and they got up to great adventures. And one of them was when Lucia took him, I'm not sure whether it was to a theme park or a studio, and the Superman movie had just come out, one of the many, and they took a video of her and Dad flying Superman style with capes over the whole of Sydney. But I'm sorry we don't have that footage to share with you today. And Moose, she's passed away 28 years ago. So just a few stories from my life with Dad. In recent years, I started calling him Pops, and in the last 4 to 6 months, I started to practice to greet him in the morning before I left for work, and I would give him a kiss, and I would say, "Love you, Dad. Love you. Love you," to his eyes. And then I say, "E Fanuaoamoa," you know, have a blessed day. And that's been our practice for the last 4 to 6 months. My relationship with Dad has been a warm one. Dad is what you call low maintenance. He didn't load us up with unbearable expectations, although we also knew that we came to New Zealand for a reason. You know, after visiting Samoa as an adult, I noticed that the most prominent and the most wealthy families in Samoa are Chinese. So I said to my dad, because I heard these stories about my dad's maumanga, his plantation, and I also heard the stories of my dad being, along with his cousins, being carvers. So I said to my dad, "Dad, why did we come to New Zealand? We could have been one of those Chinese families." And he said, "Because you were girls. Because you were girls." My dad was born, his mum was 15 when he came into the world, and as a 15-year-old, she brought in 10 children. And so he felt that there was no real future for us as girls. In the end, he had 7 daughters and 3 sons. And so because we were girls, he and Mum decided that the only way to give us opportunity and to give us options as women would be to bring us to New Zealand. And so as girls growing up in New Zealand, we have had options, and the Lord has opened up to us many opportunities. So I want to say thank you, Dad, for thinking about us girls and for providing us with a life that gave us options and about how to live it and pursue directions that the Lord would open up. I also want to tell you a story about why I'm the favourite, but we're running out of time. And actually it was my mum who told me this. And so if you've ever had a fight with my mum, you know you don't fight with my mum. And so I'm backing my mum's story that I'm the favourite, okay? My siblings will fight with me about that after. But my dad also, around 2007, my father was made redundant for the very last time. He was about 68, and he got his redundancy payment. And at the time, I was serving in Cyprus. I was living in Cyprus as a missionary, and my dad and I started to make plans for his redundancy pay. Sorry for all the women here with their husbands, but so my dad and we planned a trip for him and Mum to come to visit me, which they did do. But as we were looking at the airfares, when we first started looking at the airfares were 3,000, and then the airfares were 4,000, and then the airfares just kept on coming up. And so I rang Dad and I started to cry down the phone. So I started to cry down the phone to my dad, and I said, "Dad, I don't think you can come and see me. The airfares are so expensive. You know, the airfares to Cyprus are so expensive." And then Dad said, "Why?" I said, "The airfares are like 4,000 or 5,000. He goes, "Don't worry, love, I've got 6,000. So Mum and Dad came and we had a fantastic trip. And so you'll see those photos when you come another day, because we have no video for you today. Yeah. My dad was also really sharp at observing. He was a real people watcher. So my flat in Cyprus was on the 5th floor, and I was on a T-junction, and I had lights just outside my house, and on my balcony he would sit there, and then he would like, "Rishi, you guys don't do this traffic law that we have in New Zealand, which we've changed since then, because you don't do this turning and this give way." And I went, "Yeah, we don't do that here, Dad." But he'd been watching the traffics, and then from my flat in Cyprus, you could see the airport, and he was like, "Rishi, there's a lot of blue tails that come into this airport." And I said, "Yes, Dad, Cyprus Air has blue tails. So the airplanes with blue tails." And I went, "Yes, Dad." And then he looked down and goes, "Rishi, over there, is there like an army base?" And I said, "Well, why do you say that, Dad?" He goes, "I saw these parachutists, these people parachuting down. They must be training." I went, "Yes, Dad, there's an army base over there." So he was a very good man at observing. So that's another one of my dad's skills. I'll just see what other thing. I guess the other thing that was about our dad as children, my dad put us kids before our mum. we only had one car, as we did back in the days. And if Andrew and I, when we were at university, if we asked for the car, my dad would give it to us. And then if alakusilo mokua e whaangwil ka avale alu te mea le kalesia, or some whiau, or some mafukanga, or te bingo, then Dad will say, I'm sorry, lo ave ka avale ka maiki. And so then Mum will come to us and go, so sorry Mum, we've got something, and we will, to our shame, would take the car and leave Mum to her own devices. So that was another thing about Dad, he put us first. So I just want to say that Dad was a good father, as you'll hear, and he was a great grandfather, and he loved us. And as a daughter, I knew that my dad loved me. It was because of his love that made us able to have the privileged life that I've led, and it is because of his love that I'm able to understand what it means when we say that God is a good, good father. Because I've known a good, good father, and because of his and Mum's and our family's love, I have become the person I have. But it's amazing to think that despite how great a father my dad is, that God's love is even more. So Pops, thank you for doing your best for your children, especially your daughters, and it's a comfort to know that it is not a goodbye, that it is a doifitaui. In the meantime, e le ngalu oe, o winga mauanga, ai maisila o lofa mo mātou, e manguelo malanga.
Talafalava. My name is Marie. I'm number 9 of the 10 children. I'm the only New Zealand-born Kiwi. So no, I was my dad's belly. He chose what high school I went to because he could drop me off on his way to work. So he chose for me to go to Macaulay because he could drop me off and pick me up too if I needed a ride home. Anytime I'll be walking along the road and Dad will be driving past, most people will wave at you, and then if it's your child or grandchild, you'll stop and pick them up. But my dad would be like, and keep driving, you know, because apparently I needed the exercise. Some of my friends talking about, Tina was talking about Dad making makeshift slip and slides. When I was in high school and only Tyson and Lisi were little toddlers, we were babysitting, me and Dad were babysitting the kids, and we were playing slip and slide in the back. So my dad was there in his undies, we were playing, because it was just us in our backyard. And then a van full of my high school friends turned up, about 6 of them, and they got to meet my dad after slip and slide. So they came to Fanuaoamoa to go to a paki, and obviously my dad let me go because he was standing there in his undies. My dad was a very loving man. He was very generous. He spoiled me and my son. I tried to go and live in Australia when my son was I don't know, 3, 4. And I lasted about 6 weeks. And before I left, my dad was like, you know, when you want to come home, just call me. I'll bring you home. And so what did I do after the 6 weeks, after I had a falling out with my auntie? I was smacked down. Verbally smacked down, not a full-on smackdown. I called my dad, and I just told him I wanted to come home. And he said, when? And I said, Wednesday. And it was Monday. He said, okay. And so he made it happen, and I haven't left home since. I'm still here. So yeah, he was a very loving father, and I was grateful for every day we got with him. We got a lot more days than some of our other family members with their parents. So I'm very grateful that we all got to share him. And he was very cute. Sometimes he could be very annoying. But then he would kind of smile at you and go, I love you. And then it's kind of like, no, don't say that because you just make my anger melt. But yeah, I love you, Dad. Manguelo kamalanga.
My name's Andreas, and I am the second youngest grandson, but most importantly, his favourite. They will tell you otherwise, but they will be wrong. My grandpa, as you've heard, is a very generous man. He is a very, how can I say this? He didn't speak a lot, but when he did, you had to run because you could hear him from the street and you know that someone's in trouble. I remember going to Mary McKillop up the road there, and one day they forgot to pick me up. So I waited there until 6 o'clock, and then they got me at the end, but yeah. But after that, my grandpa was there every day at 2:30, waiting for me to come out at 3. He's always parked right at the front, so I always had to run out, and he was there every day. And because of that, he took me to school, and he's not a great driver. So every day I got to school, I was thankful that we got there safely. But like they said, he was a man of actions, and he always showed that he loved you through his actions. I love you, Papa. Fanuaoamoa.
O te whaatalofa atu le swafpa I manmalo Yesu Keriso le angalofa mamana. O lo uingoa o len, o le wii o nai o mātua peleina o Ahmoa mataini. Nā li liu mai au, I le sefulo o tau sanga, I le tau sanga ta siwa I walima. E nai o mātua, ua whailangi fōlanga. Ma o le nei taimi o te whia whaia se moli mau. E winga le mamawhtanga masi o tama. My relationship with my dad was smooth sailing most of the time. My dad taught me many things as I got to know him more and spent more time with him. One of my favorite memories as a young child with him was when he taught me how to play pool on his pool table in his garage. He would line up all the balls on the table and tell me to hit each ball to the corner or middle pockets of the pool table. Whenever I missed a ball, he would shake his head or say, "No, you hit it like this." Then he takes another cue stick and shoots the ball down himself. As I improved on my pool table skills, he would always have something to critique about the way I play whenever I challenged someone else. I am grateful for the skills and everything else he has taught me. In my high school years, he used to give me his bank card, especially on his paydays, every week to walk up to the shops and at the ATM to withdraw some money for him. And when I hand back his card and money that I had withdrawn, he would always give me $40 or more. Back then, $40 was a lot of money. He was always generous with his money and blessed us all with cash whenever he had it. Fast forward to his older age, and we had to put a plan together with my siblings to care for him at home. It was not an easy task. There were many sleepless nights whenever it was my turn to look after him overnight, 2 or 3 times a week. Having said that, I enjoyed spending time with him and tried my best to go look after him even when I was sick. He was usually calm, but can be very stubborn when he needed to be changed at times. I looked after my dad on his last night before he passed. As I was giving him his night meds that night, he seemed to struggle to take anything in. It took a while for him to settle back into his normal breathing. before he slept peacefully in the night. I gave him a kiss in the morning and said goodbye. I said goodbye to him. He looked at me, nodded, and said, "Fa." I am very grateful that I got to take care of him on his last night. I'd like to dedicate this song to him. Can you, sorry, Uncle, can you please play the... You can sing along too if you know the song. Not that one.
Hi, I'm Kizariah.
Hi, I'm Kizariah.
Say bye, Papa.
Bye, Papa.
Love you.
Love you. Hi, my name's Josiah. I love you, Papa. Hi, my name is Ivy. So I was Papa's favourite grandchild. And if you hear anybody else say that, they're lying. I love you, Papa. Thank you.
Talofa. My name is Chloe Sinuefa Zoe Pereira Ah-Voa Tenari. I am one of... I am Papa's great-granddaughter. One of my favourite memories of Papa is when me and two...
Big voice, baby.
Big voice, big voice.
Is when me and two... One of my favourite memories of Papa is when me, Auntie Rudy, Auntie Ria, and Papa Tyrell would come home from church, and I would hang out with Papa to watch movies. I am very sad. I'm very sad my Papa has gone to heaven, but I know he's in a better place now, resting with my Nana. I love you, Papa, and I will miss you so much. Manuia lau malanga, Papa.
So for lava, Louis Moore, Tara. I am number 3 of Papa's great-grandchildren, and I am Papa's favorite grandchild. Recently, I just moved to Australia, and I'm so thankful that I got to spend our last moments before I went over with my Papa. Every day, we'd sing, we'd dance, we'd eat together. And sometimes in the morning, my Uncle Andrew would wake me up so I could spend some time with him while he goes to the mountain or to go to a whereau. But one of my favorite moments of Papa is as a kid, he'd always be in his garage, and I'd always go outside. My auntie Reed would send me outside, to get like milk or bread, and Papa would always have a drink and a pie ready for me. But one day, he was watching a snooker, and I just asked him, Papa, why are all the boards, why are they all red and stuff like that? Why do they head like this? And I asked him so many questions. And Papa, being Papa, he was like, hey, uli pisa. And after that, he said something to me. But then later on, he said, Avalea, file mule mea. Which means, if you don't, sit down the bum. I love you, Papa. Manuelo Malang.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lina. I'm the youngest granddaughter, the favourite grandchild, awkward Dre, and of course my Papa's princess. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. My Papa had the biggest heart. He always spoilt us with coins, lollies, or even taking us for rides with him. I remember when I first bought
when I bought my first car, I drove to Sperry to show Papa, and he said, "I'm so proud of you." And then he said, "Oh, so you got heaps of money." Whenever I drove Papa around, he would tell me that I was a bad driver. But every time I was in the car, as you know, if you've been in the car with him, I was fearing for my life. When it finally sank in that Papa was gone, I kept going over and over in my head of how he won't be at the future milestones in my life, especially my wedding. But I know he's up there with Nana and all our loved ones watching over us. I'm grateful for the time that Papa got to spend with us, and I'll cherish these memories forever. Thank you for being the best Papa. Manuia Lamalanga, old man. Love always, your princess.
Hi everybody, my name is Caleb. I'm one of Papa's grandchildren. I'm not going to say I'm the favourite because you don't have to say anything. My grandfather was very loving and he was a very strong man. Like two memories that I treasure the most is I remember when we were younger, we used to me and Dre, Dre was talking about him getting picked up from school. He also after picking up Dre, he'd come by and pick up myself and Lina. And then we'd go back to stop at the shop, get us a pie, some mollies, whatever. But when we get back, he'd always tell me and Dre, if one of you, whichever one, want to squash my can, I give you some money. So me and Dre would always race to try and squash Papa's cans. So that was one thing that I remember. He'd give us money no matter what, but we just wanted to help him out. The reason I say he's really strong is because growing up, we'd always have, for those of you who've been in the garage, you see the wooden bars across the roof, where the roof should be. He'd always ask us, we have a pull-up competition. And it didn't matter how many we did, he'd always do at least 5 or 10 more than us. One-handed too, so he was very strong. Papa, I'll always love you. But I know you're up there now with Nana and the rest of our family. Manuia Lamalanga.
Hi everyone, my name is Celise. Everyone calls me Lisi, unless you're my mum, an auntie or an uncle. In that case, my name is Marie, Reddy, Carol or Lina. So any one of those ones. I am the oldest granddaughter and the first and only princess of Grandpa. All of my cousins and my siblings and everyone else calls him Papa, but I called my dad's dad Papa, so he has always been my grandpa and I have always been his princess. His favourite joke for me growing up was when I was little and I'd come over, he'd say, "Who is that? Is that Areti?" I'd say, "It's me, Grandpa." And he'd say, "Oh, it's my princess." My grandpa was a very strong, hard-working man. And when I was little, every time I went over, he'd give me a treat, maybe some lollies, bit of money, whatever he had on him. So when I first started working and got my first pay, I came to visit him and tried to give him some money, but he wouldn't take it. He told me, "It's for you, it's your money." So I went to the shops and I bought him some smokes. He accepted that, which was fine. He opened the pack and he gave me one. Then he said, "Tastes good when it's free, huh?" So every payday I'd go over, I'd buy him some smokes and I'd spend some time with him and sit with him for a bit. His garage was our hangout spot growing up. After I did fails in the house, I'd go out to the garage
He'd teach us to play pool while he smoked and growled at us for hitting the balls too hard. My grandpa was my hero. Every time my older brother would make me cry, I would go out to him. He'd give me a hug, ask me what happened, and then he'd go find my brother and give him a hiding. And when I moved to Australia, when my nana would come over to see her sister, my grandpa would buy me kina. So my grandpa would buy kina to bring for me because he knew it was my favorite. When she'd give it to me, she'd say, "Call him now, tell him I give it to you." You say thank you. I'd call him and he'd say, "How many she give you?" I'd tell him how many. He's like, "Tell her all of it's for you, no one else." Grandpa, I love you. Thank you for everything that you've taught me. You helped shape the person that I am. My heart is broken, but I know you're not in pain anymore. I miss you every day. Moi maira, Manuela Malanga. Oh my God.
Okay. Hello, old man. So hello, everyone. My name's Tyson, and I'm the grandchild of Papa's. I've got Papa's youngest great great grandchildren. So Tyrell, Isaiah, Josiah, and Elijah, who can't be with us today. He's still in Australia with my wife, Big. So just pretty much what everyone has spoken about tonight is our Papa had special memories to each other, and we all saw Papa a different way. But the one thing that I pick up was just his love and his generosity. He had so many children, and he had so many great-grandchildren or grandchildren. Like, he just had so much love to share around. One of my most recent memories of Papa was he travelled over to Australia probably a few years ago, and we'd recently just had our youngest, Elijah, who's his namesake. So he's Papa's youngest, Meali'i. There's only three of us, like Uncle Colin, myself, and just the fact he got to meet baby Lige, that was a good milestone for me before he went. As my Auntie Lynn mentioned, he was the pool table master. He taught all of us how to play on his table. Even from us being so little, we grew up playing pool. And then all the rest of our cousins and family, and even friends, when we sort of didn't feel like going to school, we'd come over and hang out with Papa and play pool in the garage. We've got so many stories. Again, with his generosity and money, when we were little, Papa loved to play the horses and the TAB. So he'd sit us all down in the garage, and he'd get all of each and one of us to pick a horse. And if your horse won, he'd pay you $5. Which was, even he'd say to us on the side too, like, "Oh, this is the horse you should pick," like, or to any one of my siblings or the other grandkids. And then it wasn't so I realised it was like they're the actual ones he put on as a bet. And so, yeah. I know we're going over, but like my Uncle Andrew said, how do you sum up in 2 minutes how much our hero meant to all of us? And he was one of the strongest pillars in our family. Like, he was the head of our family. So I just want to say I love you, Papa. I know that you've always been proud of all of us, and now you're at peace. So, Manuela Malanga, Papa. Thanks.
Talofa lava, o Carolo Ingoa. I'm number 7, lucky number 7 of Dad's children. Riti was Dad's favourite until I came along. My brother said to tell you the story because one night, Andrew was teasing Dad and I turned up to look after Dad and he says, "Oh, who's that?" And he goes, "Don't you know who that is? That's my baby, that's my favourite, it's my princess." And he goes, "Yeah, who is it?" And says, "That's Carol, look at her, she looks like me," And that was the first time I'd ever heard my dad say that I looked like him. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. I was so blessed by my dad growing up. He taught me so many things. My dad was not only strong physically, but he was a very humble man. And I'm so blessed because my grandmother, my father's mother, their family, my grandmother's sisters and brothers, growing up, all my aunties and uncles, they grew up like they were all brothers and sisters. And then their children, my dad and his cousins, grew up like they were brothers and sisters. You wouldn't know who was brothers and who was cousins because of how good their parents had treated them. And because of that love, you see all of us, my children and my sisters and our cousins, we're like brothers and sisters. And it's the same with our children. And that's what we learned from my grandma Moisama and her children. And that's come through all my dad's family. I wanted to tell you about 2 things about my dad. When I was walking down the aisle getting married to their father, my dad stopped and he turned to me and he said, "You don't have to do this. Don't worry about your mother. We can get in the car and we can go home right now." And I looked at my dad and I said, "Oh, Dad," he said, "if you don't love this guy, who cares? We can go home. Leave all those people in the church. Who cares?" And that told me how much my dad loved me. He wanted the best for me. And that's the kind of father that you should all have, somebody who wants the best for you. He brought us here to New Zealand because he wanted us the best. He told me he didn't want a village boy for me. That's why he brought us to New Zealand. He didn't want me tending to the awhi of some village boy. He wanted more. When my dad turned just past his 75, I think it was, I went over to say happy birthday to Dad, and 4 was there. They were all in the garage, and Lisi and everybody. And 4 of my friends had lost their father within that month. And I'd gone to 4 funerals. And so I said to my dad, "I'm not giving you a present. For your birthday, I want to tell you how much I value you and how much I love you, Dad, and how I'm so blessed that you chose my mother to be my mother, because that's who I am, because you did that, Dad, and because you worked so hard and you gave up so much for me. I want you to know that I appreciate that. I appreciate that you love my children. I appreciate that you love me." And said to, and I started getting a bit teary-eyed because, you know, I'm the suki one in the family. I'm always quite emotional. And my dad goes, o mea ngā ke kui, pēo oki ma whaiho kalafa penga. Let's so fuavau. And I said to him, I don't want to stand at your funeral and tell everybody the things I want to tell you. I'm going to tell you now. And my mum, because, you know, my mum's a very, she says, oi, sili avalau ka maa. E ke alofa avalau ka maa o whai uma mea mo oi. But you know, if you know my mum, you know. But I'm really pleased that I got that opportunity to say those things to my dad when my dad was able to understand what I was saying to him. And so I want you to be able to say that to your parents if they're still alive, you know, and to cherish them and to love them. Because, you know, you don't want to be standing here saying all the things about your father. You want them to know that you love them and appreciate them. And just one more funny thing. We were going to the airport, I can't remember why, but there was a girl, Palangi girl, standing by her car, and she had the bonnet up. And I said to Dad, Dad, pull over. Vaisi kenge. And my dad says, And I went, what, Dad? And he says, her father's stupid. I said, what do you mean? He said, she shouldn't be on the side of the road waiting for some man to come and help her. Her father should have taught her how to change the tire. I can see the tire. I can see she's strong. She should change her own tire. And I thought, my dad's right. He taught me how to change a tire. He taught me how to, with my car, how to change the oil. He taught me how to mow lawns. All of the sort of things that you don't think a girl should be able to do, but my dad taught me those things because he wanted me to not have to wait on a man or have a man do something that I could do myself. And another thing is there came a time, one more thing, there came a time where I had to choose whether to buy my house or whether to rent. And I sought counsel from my dad. I said, Dad, this is the situation. He said to me, it doesn't matter if your house is falling down or if it's a brick on the side of the road. Get a mortgage, talk to the bank, buy your house. It's yours. If you rent, you're giving your money to someone else. My dad was very good at money. He taught me how to save. He taught me, don't look after that person who owns the house. You look after yourself and your family. And he was very good at that. He was very good at looking after our family. Manguelo Malanga, Dad. I love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad, for everything. You going to call them up?
We just quickly want to call up the rest of the grandkids. We're just going to quickly sing a song for Papa.
And the siblings.
And the siblings too. Sorry.
This far and blessed us with the memories we hold through the good times and the bad, the happiest times. that God gave to me. And I thank God with all my heart for the love that you gave and the Papa that you are. Looking forward to the years to come. We know not who or what lies ahead, but we do know from our hearts that in life God gave you a special part. For you are more than a memory. You are a gift that God gave to me. And I thank God with all my heart for the love that you gave and the Papa that you are.
Just before we continue with the program, we just want to acknowledge that you've been sitting for a very long time, and we appreciate that you've already given quite a lot of your time to be with us. And we just want to say, for those of you who are about to leave or just about to leave, we have some refreshments. We've prepared separate supper for anyone who needs to leave before the end of today's proceedings. So please feel free. We understand that you may not be able to stay till the end of today. And if you do need to leave early, please feel free. We have prepared some separate supper for you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Ia whaanga solo mai le a inga sa whatango I. Ia vea ia le nei avanoa. Ia mātou te moni atuai la mātou whaftai la mātou ta mā ia a moa po Uncle Meali'i. Ia o le tasi le nei o ta mā sa tau la mua I le whaatuina o le lotu whawhetai a le a inga sa whaletango I. Ia o lo moni mau lava la fionga pātele I le lotu o le nei a inga. E o se tasi lea o tamā sa tau la mua whaatuina o lotu. Ia, o tōwa ai atu o tele. I o le ainga foi lea lo maua ilea. Le upu lea si o mātou o le au whaana lava. Ia, so mai se usul tātou pese tātou te aua lofa e tātou tamā. O le tausanga nei e taulus fululima iai tausanga o mātou lotu whaftai. Ia, whaftai anko mo lau sao tātou lotu. Ia, alofa atu ila wali ila no mua atu. Ia whai ai, ia o lea lawa e wha mau popo ai, ia vai tawae, o whātou anga, o aso le nei, ia manai tina o maso tātou ainga, il tātou lotu, ia awhi o mai noa. Lei pepese mea ilano ina o tau tina. Aoni. Namo pese lea.
Oi
E mga kule ka ofi ua vela le fala i le tātou mafutanga le nei tula fiafi. Tula i atu mo le ngang whaaloalo, whaafutai mo le avanoa, ua mawhai ai o na moa se avanoa o le tātou malaola o te whaaleo ina ai se tautalanga le nei teimo le fiafi. O upu masani le atunuu, e ngase toa ai ola pule. O upu le whaitaunga le nei tu la fiafi, o au le toe tū ma le ola. O le whātua tua mai i a tia o e ola pea o ia. O le leo le taupau o le sui taitai o le tātou malai, tātou au fono i malai ola. Velo le fai mawhungaanga o le fionga i a patele Iosefa e ese o le tamapule ia o le tātou community malaola. Mai se lana fionga le taitai fono i a asi ma le pa ia o le laulau a fono. Le sao fa inga mamalu o le nofo a prestene o e ka le sia e luas ful maltolu. Wa ou sa vali mai ai le nei tu la fiafi. Tawa ina wha leo se la ngānanga wha aftai. Ai mua lava na mātou whaatulou, mo mātou whaapoi le maota o le ngā luenga i Mangere i sa e le fio lau fionga le prestene, le paia o le lau a fono, ma le lava loa le nofo a matawhalo e ka le sia, o le paia lava leo Samoa o potu. Wa mai o na pailango e le tula o sola e le fonga o le ka le sia, po le tamafo o lo taitaia le tātou mafutanga i le so. O le are to o iai sa mātou tala. A tauia ina ia manino i le whaafungaanga le mafuanga o so mātou tūla i atu. E leo se moli mau, a o le anganga o le whaafutai. Mātou nofo ma whaalongolongo ma le toa i le nei asu. I moli mau whaasolo o le ainga ma whanau ma o la atou whanau. E maofa le taofi i le nei tamā ma le nei tina. Mafua no mātou langona le anganga whaaftaitele i le tamā i a Fanuaoamoa Meali'i ma le tina wa whai langi le wholaunga. Ono o nisi nei o toa i ai o le ngā luenga ma le tāpenaina o le community Samoa i au kilani nei. Ua whai langi le tele o mātua na whoa whai mai le tele o tausanga o mawai. Tātou whaalongolongo ma whaafafonga i tausanga na o mai ai le nei ainga i New Zealand nei. O lea ua tū le whai la ua ai fo i Samoa i le malaiola. A o tātou fua ma o tātou tō manatu e le i nofo tū se whale pe tū se maota e a fua e le afu toto ma le afu sisina e ala le tautua. O le so le ala leo lo se vale mai e whai ma fungaanga o le malaiola. Tau no mātou whaaftai, mo mātou sanga whaaftaia, ma sanga whaaftai pēr, le tautua matavela ma le tautua afu toto. Sa whenga iai mo tautua a. O leo wa tū le whai la, mo a tai ao Samoa e whua whai mai i New Zealand nei. O te le mafo e tau atu o le tele o le loa o le skalesia i Samoa. Ua wha manuia ina ono le tautua le malaiola. E ala isa ili ngā tupe, a wā le maota o ngā luenga ma maota tāpua. Aina mafua i sea, o le afutoto ma le afusisina o le tautua matavela, o le nei tamā ma le tina ua whai langi le wholaunga. Me la leo sa mātou tala lea na ona mātou pa iai ma o tula i atuai ma le ngang whaaloalo vane le whaafungaanga, le fionga i apa tele Felicia o le taita inga o le tāpua inga i le so. Finae, whaaftai tele. Ilo o li ma le pa ia o ainga, leo o mai tau atu, tātou toi whaatasiai patu manse. Ma te mao le ainga, sa mafuta foi mo lātou atina ina le tātou malaiola. Tātou whaawau le nei tautua. Pe lava upu na mafuai se whaamtalanga, e ngase toa a e ola pea pule. manuia ma i soifua le tātou fiafi. Whalua sa mātou tautalanga, whina e ma le paia o le aingali, o le whaatua tuanga le Kalesia Katoliku. Whamaya o tātou maliu, o na mana tua pē lea i le whatawhai taulanga, le anganga o le ua wala uina. O le mea alofu whatau waa le mai maleola tu inatu, i o tau a ao, e ta pena i pēa mi sā molona nganga, o ale whawhenga iai molona ali. So i fua ma i manuia whawhtai.
Leo tie, o whea o iai lo tui. E tu ngā maue, o whea o iai lo manu malo. A muia e ua oti o ileri. A muia fo ie o whaano noa, a wae wha mawhana ina o tau. O te mori atu leanga ngā whaftai tele, lau tau whaanga seaka mare pa i o le tatu e Kalesia. Maua fo ile nei ava no ta ua se yo fa leo ai se tato muri mau a wale sunga fondo le tatu tamalea. Ma o te manatu fo yo pa ia sama whainga o le o whitalai masa no se tasio le Kalesia. O la ale to o iai so matu langona. E paulava lea ma nei muri mau na to ina. Muri mau ia mai Samoa ia mai se fo muri mau nisi o whanau. Ua tu mamai nai le la unga wenga i tulanga tona e wa o mori mau ia. E le ai se senga mori mau le o sauni mai ai. Ngā wenga sa whaia to ina i to tonu le tatu e Kalesia. O le masani le Kalesia le nei le tupale o Samoa i nei Mangere. Au lu fale se ainga o se tina o se tama o na fisiringia lea. Ai se ale me ualai o na ulfale o tūlanga pēna, iai fono tai. Masina tai tasi le Kalesia. O na whaapele o le tali. Ua mato ua mai po ua usau. Ua o manatu e ua fia tautua i le atua e ala lea i le tatu e Kalesia Samoa. O tūlanga nā sa masani ai le tatu e Kalesia. O te le iai le taimi na ulfale ai a moa ma taimi. Ai o le fesili lava le nā o le lava e whai te mi uma e uru whale ai tangata i le mātou e Kalesia ne o le muri mau le awhionga i a whinae. Mai lava i le taimi na tauto ai a moa male atu to tonu o le Kalesia e le i wha vai vai. O lea fo i la ua wala au le atua i a moa male atu. O loo iai pea lo la suafa i to tonu o le abia le Kalesia. Aisea, a mata mai ale matanga, se i wha hiu le la tautua i le atua pe o na iai le nei vai tau. O le tele o mata whale i to tonu o le Kalesia. A uru whale mai e iai teimi e wha mawai ai. Aisea, wha mawai o le a malanga atu i Australia. Wha mawai o le a malanga i Samoa. Whaamawai, o na ua mamao fo i le awala ua sifiana iai, ia male toi o mai tonu o le tatu e Kalesia. A o le ungali i lea vane lo tau pa ia ma lo tau mamalu. O lea lava ua tau nuu le la wha moe moe. O sinatala i le mātou mafutanga. Pea na ufai atu, ua mamala ua venga o mori mau ia na mua mua, sa o le lei mori mau ia. O ngā ruenga fo ina sa whaia le nei to ina i to tonu o le Kalesia le nei. E le mawhai lava o na misi a moa i so se bahenga lava e whai o ngā ruenga o le whalisa, o ngā ruenga o sa iri ngā tupea le Kalesia po le pālisi, vitaimi fo i o pisi nei bahenga fo i lele su ngā tupe i hangi ma mea umawhapenga o lesi la fia e nisi o mata whale ia e a fio mai. E le mawhai na misi le nei to ina. E tautua moa i so se vaenga o le Kalesia. Tautua matavela moa. Tautua i le Kalesia, tautua i le Aotearoa, tau tua le o ngā sa tau tua fo i le mafutanga tina. O ngā luenga umana sa whatau nua ia moa. Pei lava no o tau sila fia ma mātou i loa. E mana ia i o langa tala anga mai sa moa. Mana ia i e whaalongolongo. O le fo i la sa whaatino i to tonu o le kalesia. E le mawhai o na misi. O le mele mātou te misi ai fo i le nei to ina. O le to ina lea o a moa ma le tina ia le atu. Le sila fia e to telo le kalesia ma fai le mātou fono ua tuu iai le avanoa. Tuu iai le avanoa ona ua mātutua, ua seasea fo i toi o mai le kalesia ona ua le lava le mālosi. Tuu iai le avanoa e sa o loto, a maua le lei, ai ale maua e lei se me popole ai, tūlanga na sa whaatino ai le ngā duenga. A le toi ina fo le nei o Amoa, e se fo le maari o na winga. E sa wale nei to inga le tele o aso po o pese po le alme o mai Amoa. E manongi ala na vai manino. Masalo o tau sila fia le mele o te tau tala atua e mo o tala no atua i le ava ma le whaaloa. Manino ai tō whaafonga ma. Le ai lava se vaenga e whaapena lava le nei to inga. Po le alava la le manoni o le vai le ale to inga. Ai le ai aso whaalongolongo o songa la fo se upu pe misa tu malea po le ale tūlanga e le ia sa whaalongolongo iai. A le ngā lue foi pe ano whaalongolongo atu so leo le matuanga lue ale toina. A le toina foi la au wane i ula se iai se tala. E iai la si vai taimi na ua whaisi lewa msalo pe whatoa lua o tausanga i nei le kalesia. Ia whai foi la au iai le wharsatuai. Ia whai la le fia o le mafutanga tina. Ia o le mātou laulaula sa ia stoi na ungasa, stoi inga whaasok tauloa, a whaasok tauloa tu whai ono. Ia ma le mātou laulaula ngā, msaro po sila fia e le vaenga lea e sa sao mai le. Ia o te leilo inga la ea u se vaenga o mawhatia ai le mawhauwhau le tui. Ia, e ngovo wha watu o kilo mai le sipiko. Ia koe kilo mai, ngovo kilo yo, o le mea lawan ngai whai, koe kilo yo, au ke leilo po le ale mele kupu o longo winga e iai le kangaka la e po o ai lai le fia e ko inga tio le upu mongi a vangi ale pa ia ma le mamalu ma le o mako ke ia nga pa o le lau wa ku ia ko inga ia o pia uma mai pu ia sa iai e wala foi a pa ro ku longo ia nga le o le mele nga e sa o kilo au iai mo wa ba ia ko inga ele a o inga ika e ka iloa ia i fu i le ka fiufinga ka. Ua fiua silo makua le a koe kau wha le koinga, ia. Ua le mawhai a. O le sia kalamari e. Ua o ngenga kofia ue whai mawhai lau kusia sia maa koe kare sia nge. O la unga luenga la sa whai o le kerefongi. Ia kami fuinga ia e mai ngai meo ngai kelefongi e pe vesi ai ngai le maro ma le akungu. O kelefongi lo ia Fanuaoamoa kai me longo ia me yo fa akungu o kufai ongo e kaunga longo le kalis o ia longo maka fale. Vidia kul fale o ko inga ma lo mo ko le sisin kali mai. Ia o ko vidi lo fa wa ula nga luenga. Ai o ke lo ai o kai minga ai fo yo kongi sei por ko inga i por fa ka vale. O koe vidi lore iai, vidi a kuloa, kali mai lore koe inga, tole me maria. Pea mar koe inga lo, a ua ngalo le a kia ule suafa makai ur koe inga, o wala aua kulolongo suafa kaule elea. O ke ia ro whalo kunga fe mai a koe inga. O ko wanga e a mama, o whalo kunga, o ke, o ke le i ua ngalo le a kia ule suafa makai ur koe inga. O kangolo koe ku ularo ke vonga. O le sifalai le lengo o vidi ai. E asko o ngai asa fai le luk. O usau lola i le luk. O whapea o kupu whapea le luk. Ke ua savale ku ai pingia o le koe inga nge. O le mako o fai pesa la o le iku lea. O savali mai ai o le fai koko a mo kilo mai. Po fea la e sa wha ia koe koe inga. Au kikiro mo la sa wha ia le piko la e maa sangi nga ngofa koe. O savali mai ala ia lea. O ke sa ungi a fa pepo le ale meo le a. O sa wa o mai ala o mai ko inga. Ai kongi a kulo fa pe ko le au ko inga kau kongo ko ia. kua kula markoinga. Nga kua kwa markoinga foi leo whapea oi. Nga kua markoinga kongia kumare lima whakalofa. Fusi mau, o kako fusi mai pōporo pākua. I lo ulangonga ma ile kaimi nga. Kere ngi awa inga. Kele awa onga. Kele awa onga mo kako umar ngi. Kako umar ngi ngi afia kele awa onga mo kako. O angi whaale kongu i kua. Au angi amai ngi malu le tua. A ko fi esi ai mangisi ma ngisi kangaka ma au angi amai i. Ole ola u waenga nga mau mai nga su ko inga. Po le alo i kai sesi po lo uso po lo ko finge po ai mai. A o mai lo ko kongol malu le ko ma ngalo u mai. Ole ola u au kele nga mau mai singe ko inga. Fa fikai a mo maringe. Ole ko fo ia la kala ole ainga fo ile ngai ko kongol kalesia o ko se ainga. Ia ole a fio mai ngai fa de ko ia mauso o a moa ma ole ainga piko isidi alen ko kele ngai il ka ko kalesia ngai. Ole ainga fo nga sa mau lu ka il ka ko kalesia e fai or ko kele nga kama ko a ole la ko mai ki fo ila ko yo ko kele ia. Ole mela sa ba ngai ai fo sia ma ko kalesia. Ia or ko ingar ngai e pe ang o fai kele ria ngai vai ngai fi kala ngoa ia a uaro fa ku o vela le fala fa malu lua ku lo fionga pa kele a fai fo o fai si umio si moli mau ia e fa pe ngai le fai nga o kalu dalo a ku se si vai nga a le o fai uma ngai ko inga ia ma ko moli mau ia a moa fa kai kele ia ke o kama kele le o onga wa e mai a moa ia le nga kai le ia se fa kai nga sidi nga ma ka ngo fie moli pa ia o ka ku kalesia ia mau ale loko mau alalo maleanga malu ole aunga nga ole aso gei ma aso fa penge kongol malu le kua so i fua mai manguia
Mori aku fa malo man fa ka ni fiafle la va usa e kan kong fo i umi ia ai kan kong fo i ole maka ko fie fo le fa fo ngai moli mau ale mamalo ai nga mangi sio alo ma fa ngau pe ngo ko fa fo ngai fiaf kan kong e por ka ko ia fiafi ngai ka ko ki fa lo ai i kala fo i ko i ngai ia wa e pia fa so ka la ko foi la kala ka fa la nga la so lua ai mo ya fa malo fa kai kele lava le malu fa kai fo i mole mo la fa kai malu le kalesia o le nga kai lea o e wa fium kala mai a nge fia thanks for your patience an opportunity for us to listen to the beautiful stories of this great man of great faith, man of love for his own family, the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren we have seen today. It's a big family. We have to give thanks to God for the gift of himself, especially the gift of his faith, the love that he has shown to his children and also all members of his family. So let us pray so that the Lord will continue to bless the family as they mourn the loss of one of the great members of the family. We have to ask the Lord to receive his soul in his everlasting kingdom. And also we ask him, he's already there, to pray for us. No doubt he's looking down to us. And he's praying with us tonight. Famuia le kulinge fiafi ara fai ul tatu samninga. O te toe sausawina lo tino i le nei vai sa E whamanatu mai ia te oe, le taimero papatisonga, le taimina ave ai oe mata lii o le atua. Lo mātou tamae o ile langi, ia pa ia lo suafa, ia o mai lo malo, ia whaia lo whingalo i le langi e pē whaia langi. Ia e fua e mai ia te mātou le asu nei a mātou mea ai o tau mea asu. Ia e whamangalo mai ia te mātou, ia mātou masala. E pē mātou whoia na mātou whamangalo i nai. Ia e wangaleanga mai ia te mātou. Aua foi e taitaina i mātou whāsoso. Ai la vea i mātou mai le leanga. Aua e o le mālo male mana. A toa male bi inga e whāwawau lava. Amen. Whākuapua ke lele nei to ina i tātou tinapa ia o Maria. I lona talitonunga o ia lava o le tinaro tātou li whaholo Iesu Keriso. Tātou te talo atu lai lo tātou tina. A fio mai te talo whaatasi mai tātou i a wale anganga o le tamanei ua toi fo i atu i a ao o lona alo o Iesu Keriso si o lofa Maria o tumu oe le karasia o iati oe lele ua manuia oe fineu o manuia o Iesu folo wala Maria pa iai tina le atua i e tā se mātou tangata sala Iona po nei mane tuasa mātou o tia. O le vi inga le tama le alo ma le anganga pa ia. Ia whaatasi le ri i motou. Lilingi mai langi whamurianga le atua ilunga ia te o tau u malawa i ai mai sere malanga le tama nei i suafo le tama le alo ma le anganga pa ia. Wai o le tātou sauninga, nā ia o tau le pile mua ke riso.
Tutune mavivi atu, mamoni mau ilo mon manu, awa. mafutanga nei ele